And I went over this kind of big mantra in the morning while seeing that headline and talking with Robert, like, what do you think? I'm not a geopolitical expert, so I want to understand what are the risks in this oil market because you know I'm a big bear. So he helped kind of size up some of the weak spots. I had already seen that we were going to come back down into this, VIX 15 handle and SPX tagged 5750. We got absolutely weakness into this kind of first few weeks of October. My growth value ratio got turned back down at 2. Okay, so all those things I can do on a macro to micro analysis standpoint. But oil is its own world. If Israel takes out the Karg Island oil platform, his contention, oil would spike in a New York minute. And I found that interesting given the technical analysis, right, of rising dollar and yields and oil all kind of coming together.
Well, we just need to get above 31, get above this trend line. We're going to be in the sweet spot between about 32 and 3,400, right? So this is the area where
getting up to 74, which was my original intention that we could have a bounce into 74. Well, if that was to happen, we'd have a much stronger bounce is the point. So I've been showing you I'm still bearish, no question, oil big picture, but this would be a short-term positioning long. So it's going to be hard. The day is a little bit more, but it's not the greatest way to manifest a trade higher over the child. It doesn't that hourly time frame. It's still going to move. The weekly is like the how that works. Grandparent that says, whoa, still bearish, but short-term, I'm absolutely not. You got to respect the grandparent. The chart of oil at the time in the morning, and now we're already picking up here to this 72 area. That's definitely of interest. Already talked about that breakdown in the growth value rotation. It got hit literally at the 2, perfectly came back in, rolling over in MACD. So is Bitcoin, by the way. Talked about big picture, how I still see oil weak. Granted, I absolutely have expectations higher over time, not this quick trend line. But now you can see what's dollar. So right now it's a bull trap. It seems like escalation could continue. Very high probability in my cursory view of all the commentary out there. Like I was just reading everything bear bull. You know how I work, right? I'm always trying to lawyer the trade. And oh my goodness, they think really that this isn't a great situation. Iran being weak, quote unquote, to go after it and quote, finish the job. I'm trying to kind of figure out what's going to come next, especially since I see higher oil. Anyway, this is what I came up with, and it has nothing to do with political commentary. It has to do with what's possible here given price action. Price action looks like oil is going to spike higher in the short term, and I want to know some of the reasons that could cause that, and clearly further escalation would be it. So I would just say, all point of this, hedges were designed for tail risk. Get some. What's that? That was it in a nutshell. All right, so I see oil rising. Talked about that. And this is that also kind of trend line. 65 is massive support. But then here's 72. We're right up to it. We can base a little bit here. We can retest, all that jazz. But if we get above this 72, we're going into these levels, right? Not all at once. I hope. So you can see we got some prior levels here that we would come up and tag. Nat gas is doing also extremely well. You can see what's happening right now with crude, and nat gas had already done a great job from this apex. And this is client Ann is very bullish nat gas. And I mean, this is resistance, and here it's moving higher. So these are doing a lot of heavy lifting. If you're looking at gasoline futures, not so much yet. If you're looking at the crack ETF, not so much yet. Anyway, point is oil looks pretty perky and nat gas is already run. So this is oil. We're having a little shake and bake here, which I know is a little frustrating, but you know what happened with this particular expanse, obviously the news of Middle East escalation, war. Then we had the EIA report yesterday with a big old build and versus the huge draw that we had of like 2 weeks ago. Anyway, point is it is stabilizing in this region of 72 and it's still a threat. Okay, so I've written about that in Market Thoughts, posted the potential of an oil spike, not a bad bet to have in case we really do. Also, Hans and I did that macro to micro options power hour yesterday where he structured an interesting option trade around XLE. And this XLE, as we've talked about, although I am not exceptionally excited about the energy space right now, it is a wonderful way to play the advance in an oil spike and or a breakout in Exxon, which I don't also have a lot of faith in, but it is trying to get above the monthly, and it obviously has shot up like hot fire flames on the Middle East, but it's also been basing at this 200 for quite some time. So anyway, long story short, he structured a trade in XLE, which he has posted, and it's a little bit advanced for some. There's a put spread involved, there's a call spread involved, so you kind of have to decide what is comfortable for you. But anyway, that's the oil spike idea with the trade idea. I'm still pretty bullish on that for all the reasons I noted. Let's take a look and see what oil volatility looks like. Oh yeah, careful, very hard, but to trade this, I know, but it's a lot easier, believe it or not, to short it once it's done going up. But right now, just let it rise. Just let it go. Yeah, oil's pretty elevated, and that's why VIX is still kind of quiet. Very interesting to me, because volatility is going to move higher into likely, if we get an oil spike, we're like 25. You remember how Bob was mocking me? He said we'll be up $10 in a New York minute, because he knows I love that expression. We'll be at 25 in a New York minute if we get a military strike that spikes oil. So I'm not sure the market is pricing that in, but whatever.
Join Club to trade with Samantha. Scan this QR code or click the link in the description. Subscribe to LaDuc Trading YouTube channel for more live trading room recap videos and other content.